see where we're shooting, and it's incredible. And this guy sucks. He's a bad person. Here's the thing about you. It's not that you're kind of a crappy guy. You're a bad person.
I'm a bad person. I'm a mean guy.
Yeah.
Here's why it's good though. It's because you look like you do.
Yes.
So it's just you just make me feel better about it.
I know what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
I know what you're saying.
I know.
Yeah. This is great. Every day we arrive on the set, it's all about who can punch the other guy in the nuts first. And then it's like, oh, you got me. And then that's the day, but then you plan it out. And I actually once swept the leg and then elbow. Yeah. So you show up to these locations and you know, look, it's television shows are not on unlimited budgets, and contrary to what some of the British cast members have said, we don't have that much money. You know, it's not enough. But what's wonderful is some of the places that we're shooting are incredible, way beyond where we were last year in terms of some of the things that we have that are ours this year to shoot in. And one of the things is that we have these huge locations, these epic, big, deep locations that allow us to do a time period that I've been anxious to do.
Do you have this crazy teenager vampire fans like Twilight and Vampire Diaries?
I don't know. I rarely go out in public. I don't know. I'm usually hiding somewhere. No, it's interesting to me that it's so fascinating. I mean, it's not entirely unexpected because this whole vampire thing, if you break down what it is, it's actually very, very interesting. There's so many interesting things about it. Having said that, I haven't seen True Blood or Vampire Diaries or Twilight, so I don't know what they're doing. I just hope that I'm doing something similar, because I have no idea. I could be doing exactly like what they're doing. And I'm like, oh my God, see, I'm just so, it's my own thing,
You don't sparkle in the sun.
No, yeah.
I don't sparkle, but I do jazz hands.
Speaking, you've had an incredible arc just in the first season.
Oh, I liked it. I thank the writers for that.
What was it like? How did it feel playing all that? All the different levels.
Exhausting. It was exhausting, but really rewarding when you finally see it. I mean, it's the character doesn't go through the most pleasant of arcs. It's this is a guy who's completely off his game, and when he's having the most fun is when he's screwing up. It's when he smiles the most. It's when he laughs. That's when he does all these things that he never does. Which again is another reason why it's fun to go back in time, because you get to see him when he didn't have that weight on his shoulders, where he just didn't care, or wasn't allowing himself to care. But yeah, it was an incredible arc that they wrote, and I just hope that I did the scripts justice because they were so good. And having said that, the scripts this year so far are better than those, and just as challenging and difficult.
So this season we got a really cool look at a past relationship with someone who's still alive. Are there any more of those?
Yes, of course there are. Yeah, totally there are. Yeah, this guy, he's got, his exes are always problems. He's got some ex-girlfriend problems. We do, and the interesting thing about him is that he does have this conscience that has somehow survived the hundreds of years, and it gets him to do sometimes very bad things for good reasons, and so we'll see how that plays out. In regard to the past relationship.
There was one episode where you and Mark Pellegrino basically switched personalities. How was it like to do that?
He was so mad at me. He was so, we would do a take and he'd go, I can't wait to get back to our regular. He was just, and he's look, this guy's just lampooning me. Look, what the hell is this? Action. Hey, Bishop. And that was really, really fun to do. And it was fun to, again, anytime we can show Aiden on his game. It's a bad game, it's a terrible game, but when he's on it, it's, there's something really fun about that, And then this guy, we hopefully understand that hundreds of years later, or 20 years later, or 50 years later, we hopefully understand why he's so stoic all the time. Because he's afraid to cut loose. If he cuts loose, something bad might happen to someone. And that was the way I looked at it when I was reading the scripts in the first season. Even the first script, I'm like, well, this guy has to hold a lot inside. So no, he's not going to be this party animal guy, or even be that jokey. And in fact, it serves Sam Huntington better if he's the straight man. So, which, you know, thankfully the writers even still figured out ways to have Aiden be a little bit funny last year. I mean, for example, when he has that allergic reaction to the garlic. I loved that because it was a scene where, because usually Sam Huntington's freaking out and I'm like, okay, calm down, here's what we do. And that scene, I'm like, oh God, you know, and he's all freaking out, and Sam's like, okay, calm down. So that was fun, and we still get some funny moments because the brilliance of our writers is that they take the comedy from the absurdity of the reality. If this was really happening, dude, it's crazy. Are you kidding? It's ridiculous. So like, oh, the ghost just came in, and then poof, and the werewolf's dragging around a piece of rump roast, and the vampire's sucking down a blood bag. It's ridiculous. It's totally ridiculous.
I agree. It's
I hate the show.
ridiculous. Stand up. Completely ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh, you're in range.
I am.